Wars.
Hello, welcome to the Real Bit Wars. I'm Chris, and once again, I have some pickups to show you, including an NES game for the countdown. I feel like I'm on a bit of a roll with that lately. Some other video game pickups, and a few other things as well. So I'll start off with these movies. The first of which is actually video game related. Yeah, this is the bits of yesterday. It was cheap on Amazon, so I went for it. Um, it's basically a documentary about collecting retro video games, and it's not bad. For those of you who are collectors, it will probably appeal to you, but it got some pretty low production values, I've got to admit. There's higher quality stuff on YouTube, really, than this. So, although a lot of you who watch this channel would probably enjoy checking this out, yeah, it's not the most interesting thing in the world outside of the context of the collecting community. It's kind of funny because there's a couple of scenes in here where they did like these old like educational film reel style things that was done by the guys from GameSack. They're intended to look like grainy old black and white projection footage, and it's just higher quality than the rest of it. So the part that's supposed to look old looks the best. It sort of exposes the poor production qualities of this documentary. It looks like they just recorded it on their phone. They did interviews with a bunch of YouTubers and just talked about collecting. The audio is really inconsistent and stuff, so I don't want to sit here and bash this too much. They obviously worked pretty hard on it. And again, people who watch this channel will probably enjoy the bits of yesterday. So, okay, a couple other things. So, a video or two ago, I got a new John Candy movie. Found another one. I've never seen this. The Volunteers with Tom Hanks. Does John Candy actually star in this, or does he just have like a cameo or something? It feels like it's sort of an afterthought his name is put on there, but I've always been saying too, these snapper cases are becoming pretty collectible, so I like picking those up when I get the chance. All right, another person I collect movies for, Schwarzenegger. This one, a little weird. Not a great movie. I already had Escape Plan, so I'll just get rid of that one because I found this one. It's like the full trilogy. It was funny. I was holding this at Goodwill, walking around with my stack of stuff, and I found a second copy with the slipcover on it. So I was like, well, yeah, I'll get that one instead. But since I'm getting pretty close to completing that Schwarzenegger collection, I only need like some of his more recent stuff. I've started shifting gears over to Stallone. So here are 3 Stallone movies to add to that collection. Again, Escape Plan, not great, but it is pretty cool seeing the two of them co-star in a movie together, I've got to say. All right, this one, oh man. I don't know where, but I had heard some pretty good things about this. The Snowman. I like Michael Fassbender, and he's the star of this. This is not good. This is just downright terrible. My wife and I watched it. Within the first few minutes, it feels like you know exactly where they're going, and it's a murder mystery. There's like a serial killer on the loose, and it's the only obvious choice there is the person who is doing it. And I thought, whoa, what was the point of that? So can't recommend this one. This is really exciting. It took me a very, very long time to find this one. It's the double feature with 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. So I see this all the time, but it's always the full screen version. I wanted the widescreen one. There was one time a few years back, I saw the widescreen one, and it was just scratched up to oblivion. Terrible quality disc, so I passed it up. Finally, I found this at my local Goodwill. And the first one was pretty groundbreaking, but I feel like the second one is actually the better of the two films. What do you think? Have you seen these? Zombies are they've run their course. Let's just say that. You know, I don't really get excited about zombie movies anymore, but these were released during a time when I was still into that, so I do like to go back and revisit these. So this will give me the opportunity to watch them again because it's been a long time. So that does it for the movies. A couple of music-related things I want to show off real quick. This came out a few months back already, but it's the new Primus EP, Conspiranoid. It's funny because it only has 3 songs on it, but in typical Primus fashion, one of them is 11 and a half minutes long. So I actually don't have their most recent studio album, the Desaturated 7. That's the only one of their albums I'm missing, but the rule of thumb for me personally is albums, if you wait, they will drop in price, but EPs go out of print and go up in price. So I usually don't waste time buying EPs. That's what this is. Good stuff. It's just Primus, you know. Don't expect anything different from what they've done in the past, but nice to add that to the collection. And then this CD, I found at my local Goodwill. It was brand new and still factory sealed. The Trick or Treat soundtrack by Fastway. I actually already had this on cassette tape, but my tape is completely worn out. It does not play at all anymore. I actually have all of the Fastway albums with Dave King on lead vocals, in large part because I'm a Flogging Molly fan, more so than a Fastway fan, but this is really good for like your Halloween playlist. And if you've never seen the Trick or Treat movie, that's really good. But the other Fastway albums I have on vinyl, so I will probably still end up buying this one on vinyl when I find it. But I could not pass this up, being brand new. And then in addition to that, you can see the price tag that I got on here. It says the exclusive company. That is my local record shop, which sadly last year the entire chain went out of business. The owner passed away and it was not able to recover from that. So the only record shop I've really ever known or loved in my entire life is gone. It is no more, so I get most of my music online because of that now. So it's really sad to see that go. So I want to save that sticker on there as like a relic of the past. But yeah, it's too bad, man. Exclusive company was amazing. Got a couple of records here too. So recently I've gotten into this band called Heart Attack Man. They released their new album, so I pre-ordered that. I can show you here too. It's got some pretty neat splattered clear vinyl. As you can see, you can like see through it there. The splatter of colors. I've got to say, this is probably my least favorite of their albums so far. I'm not really feeling this one. A big part of the appeal of this band is I think their lyrics are really good. Like musically, the recordings sound great, but they're not really doing anything that hasn't been done before. So the lyrics are the main draw, and this one is just kind of corny. I've only listened to it once, so it may grow on me eventually, but for now, I would say this is probably my least favorite of their albums. But while I was pre-ordering that, they brought their debut album back into print, so I also ordered that one, Manson Family. This one's called, I can show you this too. It's got this olive green colored vinyl. Yeah, so now I have all their albums. But yeah, this one's way better than that new one, I think. Now, onto the video games. Now, I actually got a relatively heavy hitter for the Genesis of all consoles. I don't know what came over me. I splurged a little bit, but I got a very good deal on this. Far less than what it's usually worth. But we have Tecmo Super Bowl 2. So, it's a former rental. So, the manual's a little beat up there. It's got some stickers on it. All in all, the cartridge is in decent shape, though. I think it's pretty cool. It also has this card on the inside. I'll show you a nice close-up look at that, but it says right on there, Tecmo Super Bowl 2. So I thought it was neat that was included. Many of you have probably seen on the channel that my good friend Mike, who's in a lot of these videos, is, you know, much like I'm doing the countdown for Nintendo and Super Nintendo, we do the countdown for his Genesis. He's under 30 games to go. He's going to be jealous because this is one of the games he's missing, but I'm not trading this one to you, man. I'm sorry. This one's staying with me. We've done plenty of trades in the past, and I've given him some of the games he was missing. He's given me some games, given me some really good deals on trades in the past and stuff. But yes, hopefully he can find this one soon because I know he's missing it. And if I'm not mistaken, I only have 2 games in my Genesis collection that he does not have. I have the other one sitting here. Splatterhouse 3, which actually is a loose cartridge, but Mike himself made this insert for me for that game. But I can just show you this real quick. Not to rub it in his face or anything, but yes, I have 2 games he's missing. How cool am I, right? No. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of these Tecmo Super Bowl games. It is my goal to collect them all and win the Super Bowl on each and every one of them. I actually do not have the second one for the Super Nintendo either, and I think that one, along with the DS one, are the only 2 that I'm missing in my collection. So, yeah, I'm very excited. I love this series. Okay, and last but not least, we have a Nintendo game for the countdown. We got World Champ. So this one, you might have seen the video I did a while back. My local game store got a huge collection of NES games, and I went in there. There were something like 20 or 30 games I was missing that they had. And when I got up to like the second spot in line, like I was the next person, there were still a bunch of them left, and this was one of them. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get World Champ. And the guy in front of me bought it. It felt like it just kind of like the rug was pulled right out from under me. So I've really, really been going after this one hard since then. And I found this actually on eBay. It looks like it was a former rental. There's like some marker written on here. You got like a little crease there and a ding. But I am more than satisfied with the condition this is in. And it's a solid boxing game too. It's no Mike Tyson's Punch-Out by any means, but I think a lot of people might actually even enjoy this better. It's a bit of a different style to it. But yeah, I've already been having a lot of fun playing this one. But that does it for today's episode. Thank you for watching The Real Bit Wars.